Welcome back, Pacific Carrier Guy. This is episode number 3 of our Let's Play tutorial. We're doing the 1941 episode, or 1941 scenario, Grand Campaign, really, 1941 to 1945 of Warplan Pacific. We are the Allies. Go back, look at other videos. The first video was kind of a UI introduction just to get an idea of the UI and what we were looking at. The second turn, we did a little bit more UI. We did a little bit of moves, a little bit of explaining. We've done all our moves as the Allies for our first December 7th, 1941 turn. Now we're going to do production and other things. And the first thing we're going to look at is our production screen. Each nation has their own screen, but they all look the same. They all kind of do the same thing. So we're just going to look at the UK right here. First off, you have economy. Economy represents kind of how well you are built up gearing towards war. They're pretty much geared up. They have a 1.43 multiplier. Now remember, the UK, most of their resources are going towards the European theater. They're not spending a lot in this theater, so they don't get a whole lot. They have 65 production points. They get 30 oil points a turn. Most of that's because they're getting all the oil down here that the Japanese is wanting to take. They get five manpower a turn, 490 logistics. Logistics measures kind of the idea of logistics is how many units can you put out? How much supply can you really put out? They have 340 shipyards. When you build a ship, when you build something, it takes shipyards to build them. Okay. And so they have a maximum of 340 shipyards they can do. They produce 5 communication intelligence productions a point, 5 points a turn, and they produce 6 specialty production. They produce 8 points a turn. You need 100 points to give a unit a specialty. We haven't got there. You can give units special abilities, and we get 8 a turn. We need 100 to be able to do it. We have 65 production with 2 strategic resources. Our upkeep, this is what we're spending every turn. 3 production points, 2 oil points, and 1 manpower point. We have a stockpile of 73 production points. We have 30 oil in our bank, our stockpile. We have 119 manpower in our stockpile, and we got 152 logistics. We have no shipyards, and we got 6 intelligence points saved up. We need 40 to buy an intelligence unit that we place on the map and gives us greater intelligence over an area. Or we need, if I remember right, it's 100 to try to break the Japanese code and just gives us a better idea of where he's at. Then we have how much do we want to be spending towards reinforcement and towards reinforcements and upgrades. This number that what the game does is next turn it will look at this number and it will look at this number and it will spend production points of the less of these two to upgrade units and to reinforce them. In other words, next turn it would spend only 5, since it's the least, production points to upgrade units. To give you an idea, it takes 20% of a unit. So like right here, this unit requires 78 production points. One strength point has a strength of 10. One strength point is going to cost about 14 production points. In other words, 5 production points, you ain't getting nothing. So right now, you might want not even, I didn't think, yeah, you can go down to 0. But, I mean, you're not doing nothing with just 5. We're going to go more about what this is here in a minute. It also tells us supply trucks. Supply trucks are kind of like supply points we can give to a unit. It also raises a unit's effectiveness. We'll talk more about that. Air transports, same thing as supply, but you don't need a supply chain to get to them. You can, if they were out of supply, we could we could supply them. It could also be used to do paradrops. We have one of them. We have no transports. That's used to move units. Basically, it moves units from a hex recontrol overseas to a hex recontrol. Landing ships. That's what we use to invade. Supply orders. When a fleet like we have this fleet out at sea here, and let's say we had supply orders, and let's say it was down to one supply, we could spin a supply oiler, and would automatically get supplied. This entire stack would automatically get supplied up to full. We have two of them. We have 12 escorts that deals with convoys, and we have 104 merchant marine, 62 in use. Merchant marine are used to carry our supplies. They are used to carry our convoys and all that good stuff. We'll do with that when we look at the convoy screen. Now here we can build different units. We can see how much it's going to cost us. We can see when they're ready. We can even see when they're going to be, how many we have building. And if we build a unit, oh man, I didn't want to build that. We can click to undo. Right now, this is in red. What this is saying is we don't have enough to build an infantry division. If you look at it right now, this would build an infantry division. It'd be named the 18th division. We can name it anything we want. This is the type of division. 39 would be cheaper, but 42 will be better. Look here, 39 firearms 4, 42 firearms 5. We can determine what type it is. This assault, the anti-tank defense goes up. Assault, well, really, there's no change, so probably you want to just do anti-tank right now. But it costs 78 points, 10 logistics, and 10 manpower. It takes 60 days to build. It'll come out with 50%. We have the logistics. We have the manpower. This is how much of your total stockpile percentage. Like for instance, we could do 90% more oil. We could save 90% more oil. We have enough room to save 90% more. We only have 22% more room to save manpower. It costs 10 manpower. Would not cost any ships. Look at the Navy. If we build a cruiser, it costs 9 shipyards. Okay. No, it's just a cruiser. 351 points. We got 73. We would need, if we could 65 or do it up creep, so 62. So we need four or five more turns just to be able to build a cruiser group. And then it's not built for 240 days. Okay. So we got all these different Army units we can build. Headquarters, infantry divisions. We can build air superiority fighters, close air support units, tactical bombers, and different, like here's tactical, or here's ground support. These are like dive bombers, and we can build them, but then do you want close air support? Do you want to be naval bombing, naval air training? Now you can change that once you get in, but remember that will cost us the unit experience. So if we built these as strategic bombers, realize, oh crap, we don't want them as strategic bombers. If we don't undo the build, and when they get started building, when we get in, we have to change them to naval training, and then immediately go from 50 to 40% experience. We can also build support units. We can build transports, landing ships, which is the landing craft and what you have to use to invade, supply orders, supply trucks. You can build more shipyards. You can build coastal defenses to put it here to help protect. Like I'd put one here in Manila and it bombed this fleet when it tried attacking. Airfields. This is a perfect example down here. Melita doesn't have an airfield. So if I want to build an airfield here, I've got to build an airfield here, wait 45 days. Then I have to have a unit with the engineering specialty. I don't have any specialty points, so I can't give a unit the engineering specialty. I put the unit with engineering specialty right here. I say, hey, I want to build an airfield, and I could deploy an airfield right there. Anti-air defense, exactly what it says. I could put it here in Henderson Field, and when they tried to air attack, it would help defend. Merchant Marines, I can increase the resources I convoy and and finally escorts, we're still with escorting those convoys. Right now, I do not want UK building anything. What I want them doing is I want them spending all their points to do reinforcements and upgrades. All the units, I want all their units up to full snuff. I want them as fully strong as they can get. Now that's the UK. Now the UK, like I said, got lots of oil, not much upkeep, good stockpile. We're going to go look real quick at UK's convoys, which is this right here. Now you look at UK. Now we know they got 73 stockpile. They got 30 oil. They have 42 merchant marine ready to be used. Right now they're using 62. They have a total of 104, so I could use 42. And right here, I can look at all their trade routes. Now, these are all resource trade routes. These are resource trade routes. So they got 7 oil coming from Syria. They got 2 oil coming from Sandakan. And then they have resource production points going to different places that they're sending to different places. We can go look. Okay, right here. So for instance, this is Dutch East Oil, 5 oil. There's 5 oil. They are receiving this 5 oil. The UK is getting this 5 oil. Okay. And we can look at all the little places that's sending the UK resources. We cannot change these. We can look at how many what's their supplies. For instance, they're sending 60 supplies to Henderson. Henderson Field or Henderson Field, yeah, that's what it's called, is a size 3 port. 20 times 3, 60. So they're sending it 60 supplies a turn. Okay. These tell our convoy routes. And you notice we have a lot of convoys going different places. And depending upon how many merchants and marines, how many supplies, how many merchant marines are going on a convoy route, depends upon how many escorts you need to protect it. Now we know, to give you an idea, this convoy route right here, that is the Indian Ocean convoy route. I'm going to put 10 merchants there. And the reason I put 10 merchants, or not 10 merchants, I'm sorry, I'm going to put 10 escorts there. The reason I put 10 escorts there is 10 means it's as protected. Using the escorts, I put 10 escorts there. It's as protected as escorts can make it. I can't, putting more escorts there is not going to help it. What I can do to help it though, is I can come up here and I could take the CVL Hermes and I could put it right there and it will add, and if there's a Japanese submarine, I'm going to go ahead and do it. If there's a Japanese submarine within 24 hexes of this unit, when the Japanese submarine goes to attack this convoy route, the game's going to look, okay, you got 10 hexes and 10 escorts, and then you've got this CVL is going to add a +1% chance of me damaging or stopping that Japanese submarine from attacking my convoy. I've got 2 left. I'm going to go ahead and put them on the south side of the seas. They're not going to do much. There's not a whole lot I can do. Now, you can see right here, this is the maximum trade that I can send out, and I've got 42. So I'm going to send out this trade, and I got 2 places that I know need it. I know India's going to need it, because let me look here. We can go here. Well, we can go right here. This show you. We can look here at Australia. Australia's got 9 production and 9 oil. India has 14 production and 14 oil. So right now they're okay, but they're going to be losing that fast. And so, I'm going to use the UK, and it's just my choice to boost up uh, India, and try to use the United States to boost up Australia. So we're going to UK, we're going to click India. So right now I'm creating trade. I'm going to give India 16, 7 oil, and create the trade. And it says trade route created. And I thought it would show up. Let me close out. I thought it would show up this turn, but it doesn't. There it is, right there. Now I'm sending India 16 production points and 7 uh, oil. Notice I've just used 23 of my 42 unused uh, merchant marine. This, you notice these number, my escorts changed. This number has not changed. They haven't got started yet. My upkeep hasn't changed. These numbers are going to go up because I'm spending 16 and 7. Let's go look at the United States. United States is going to be massive in production. It's also got the, well, no. See, the United States is already at 1.57. It's got 369. It's already still using 77. It does not have that much oil. If you look at our game notes, okay, let's go right here, reports, game notes. You can scroll down here. Keep scrolling, keep scrolling, keep scrolling. Scroll a little bit more, scroll a little bit more. U.S. submarines, the Mark 14 was a horrible torpedo. So U.S. submarines start at a real disadvantage in attacking things. Oil production, United States it had to ramp up production. So in July 42, we get plus 40 oil, another plus 40 in October. But until then, we're stuck with just 20 oil a turn. United States is in kind of the same situation. I want all my building. I've got all them battleships that need repaired. I've got air units that need upgraded and built up in strength. I've got all this stuff needs reinforced, so I'm just gonna boost up my reinforced. I'm not gonna bother building anything. Notice I've only got 43 merchant marine and 12 escorts. Let's go here. Now you notice it still, when I click over, it still shows UK. So I got to click and, okay, we got 12 merchants. We're going to put our 12. US has no convoys to escort. We're going to have here in a minute. Okay. That's this route right here to New Zealand and Australia. We could send 92 production points and 3 oil, but we've only got 43. Well, first off, let's send some to Australia. Australia's got 9 oil. New Zealand's only got 5 oil. Excuse me, sorry. We want that New Zealand air unit to get built up. And we're going to need moving it. We're going to be moving, so we're going to give it 3 oil. And that gives us 40. So we're going to give them Let's just go 20. We're going to create that trade. And now we're giving New Zealand 20 production, 3 oil. Notice now we've used 23 of our 43, and those our maximum numbers going down. We're going to use our last 20. Now realize I can go up. In fact, we're just going to go up and make it 40. And we're going to send this to Australia. Create trade. Now, Australia is not going to be getting 40 production points because you see, we're using 63 merchant marine, but we've only got 43 merchants. So Australia would be short, or maybe New Zealand might be short. I want to make sure my production gets where I want it, so I'm going to click off that, and I'm just going to send 20. That way I don't give the game an option of saying, hey, let's short New Zealand and make sure we send more to Australia. Now I know New Zealand's getting 23. I know Australia's getting 23. And you can see I now have a convoy. This shows me where I have convoy routes. I've now got a convoy. And since I don't really have anywhere else, I can't put them here because I don't have any convoy routes. I'm just going to put them all right there in the South Pacific. The extra 2 don't help none. But if I lose an escort, because the Japanese can sink escorts just the way they can sink convoys, merchant marines, I may need them. The U.S. is done, but we're not done because we've got Communist China. Let's make sure that they're getting reinforced. We have China. Chinese units, we haven't looked at them yet. We need to look at them. I forgot to move them. They are bad. They need reinforcement badly. We're just going to reinforce them. Same thing for Australia. These first turns, now Canada doesn't have any units, so let's turn that down to 0. And what Canada can do, now you can purchase a unit with them, but I'm going to keep them purchase the supply trucks because any of these UK sides can use their supply trucks, air transports, any of that's supportable. Canada can build it, and anybody that's UK can use it. Hang on, this is coming. That's Soviet Union. Yeah, let them build up. Communist China, again. Let's let them. They don't produce much. Let's let them make sure their units are upgraded. Dutch East Indies. What can you do? They're probably going to die real quick. India. India needs its units upgraded and reinforced. Australia, or no, this is New Zealand. New Zealand, same thing, needs its units upgraded and reinforced. Philippines needs its units upgraded and reinforced. Let's go look at China. I forgot to move Chinese units. That would have been bad. Okay, Chinese units. I'm going to talk about supply for a minute because China is horrible for supply. You have main supply sources, and that gets maximum supply. There's a 9-level supply there. And then for each point of movement it costs. So for instance, you'll notice 9 going out here that into this clear hex, that would only cost 1 movement point. So it only takes away 1 supply. Crossing a river, that costs a little bit more supply. Going into hills, that costs a lot of supply. So 9 minus 1 is 8. It costs 2, so now you've lost more. So you see from here to here, a unit here is only getting 1 point with supply. That's basic supply. That's just barely keeping it going. So you can see a lot of my supply is not good because it's taking so much movement to get it to them. Weather also can have an effect. Look at all these units. 1 point of supply. This is a 9. But then you come here and this is jungle. And then you come here and cross a river, not good supply. China is bad in supply. It does not help that Chinese units are not good. Here's an army, 14 to 30. It's got 87% effectiveness, but look at that experience. They don't know how to fight. Same thing here. 15 of 30. It's got 100. Yeah, it's fighting as good as it can fight, but it's got lousy experience. It's getting lousy supply. So, the idea of Japan or China, you want to just hold. Just hold them long enough that hey, they're got you can hold off and attrit make it cost. What really scares me is they moved all their air units here, and it really looks like to me like the Japanese are going to try to make a big push into China. So, what do we want to do? Well, first, we're going to look at the terrain. See, I've got a bunch of hills right here. Hills offer a good defensive terrain. And these guys, I don't want them getting surrounded. I want to move them into better supply. So we're going to move them where they better supply now. They're in hills, which is better defensively than plains. So we're good here. Good here. We got to worry about this now, because you look here. He can move here, try to cut off somebody. These guys, he can move right here and move right in and try. So we're going to put this guy right here. Now, he can move, but I'm in jungle or I'm in a forest. And I do all prefer a little bit of control, and I've got great supply. We're going to put this guy. We're going to prioritize him. Hold that spot. We'll look see anybody else. I want to prioritize the Flying Tigers. They are already down 3 out of 20. They are almost gone. Okay, we got great supply here. See that rail? That's good. Got supply here. I'm going to move him here. I'm going to move this guy up because I got to get him up here to help here. See, these guys are needing some help. I'm going to move him this way because he cannot move that way. He's going to have to come up and like that, and hopefully these two units can hold him off. Now, what to do here? Supply is not good. This is crap terrain. That's the only way to put it. But we're going to move these guys because I want to put some pressure. I want to put some pressure on Japan and make them realize, hey, you know what? Maybe I need to do something different. HQs. Let's talk about HQs. HQs do a lot of different things. First off, they add their general's bonus. Now, this guy is a lousy general. He's only got a combat of 4, 2 retreat, tenacity of 5. So I can change him, but I need command points. You get a certain amount of command points every turn based upon the nation. If I want to change him to Chiang Kai-shek, it's going to cost me 5 points. See right away, Chiang Kai-shek is better. He's better at combat. Got same tenacity. This guy better at tenacity, better at mobility. Got better retreat chance. He's got better chance of holding. but I just don't have enough command points. So he's gonna have to be the general right now. Uh, Chu Tung Ku. Generals can die in combat. That happens. So you see right there, we've moved. I want to put a little bit of pressure on them and hopefully make them take some units from somewhere else. And that is really the Chinese turn. This is a short episode. I want to do 30 minutes. Let me see. Oh, research. We're not done yet, folks. Okay, we're going to reset all this. The UK has 35 research points, 35 research units, maybe 35 research facilities that they can spend in each one. There is diminishing returns on this. There is a max that you can spend. So if I want to spend on warships, I could spend 7, but honestly, there's diminishing returns. You don't need to spend that many. So what do I want the UK to research? Well, first off, they're not going to be strategic bombing. We're probably going to anti-submarine warfare. That would help a bit. Large warships. We've got quite a few battleships that would help carrier operations. Late in the war, they get a bunch of carriers. Right now, they got the Hermes amphibious operations that would help. Submarines, they don't have any submarines, but that would help. Right now, we're going to go on land units, and we're going to put 3 towards assault because assault is more attacking, anti-tank is more defensive. We're going to put 3 towards assault. They're not going to be getting much heavy armor. I don't see fighters. We're going to put 3 towards fighters because fighters are important. They're going to be, like I said, they've got a lot of battleships. They've got a lot of carrier operations. They got a lot of cruisers and destroyers. We're going to give them 3 towards anti-submarine. We're going to give them. This is a naval war. Let's give them some 3 points toward that and some close air support. Okay. Let's give them a little bit of amphibious operations. Now we're getting down to where okay, they don't need breakthrough. They don't need armor. I don't plan on building because armor. This is jungle, folks. Armor don't move. Armor's for moving, hitting hard, moving fast. You're not moving fast. Let's let's put that towards it. One more towards interceptors. Let's put some more towards fighter bombers and escorts. And now I've only got 1 point left, and let's put it towards carrier ops. United States, same thing. Now you see, United States, they've already put a lot out for the United States. And pretty much really when you look at what they've done, it's not that bad. I would put more in carrier operations though. We're gonna lower strategic, we're gonna lower anti-tank, put more in carrier operations. We need amphibious bad. We're not going to be building armor. Like I said, these are armors for moving fast, hitting hard. You ain't moving fast. Uh, we're going to take some off the attack submarine and put a little bit in long range. This is it takes a lot to get out of here. Attack submarines, if you look attack submarines and you compare the two, attack submarines have better defense, and attack submarines really have better surface attack, which is what submarines use to attack. But long range submarines, attack submarines have 5 supply. Long range submarines have 8 supply, means they can stay out a lot longer. We still got warships, anti-submarine warfare, naval air training. I want naval air training up. And then, of course, now this is Soviet Union, unless Japan. I'll look at here. Japan has to have 100 strength units in here. Either that, Soviet Union ain't going to go in to like 45. So I don't worry about Japan. China, China doesn't have a whole lot. They're not going to be spending on a whole lot. I want them having assault. See, they've already reached the maximum in this field. Put them towards fighters. That's a maximum they can really do. And I really think that's it. Next turn, let me look. I always like to go through, look. I moved India, moved China. Let's move these units. Get them marching towards the front. These guys really can. I can go ahead and march him, but by the time he gets there, it'll probably be over. And I think that nope, he's already in garrison mode. He's in garrison mode. All these guys are in garrison mode. Only fleet left at Pearl. Should be all damaged ships getting repaired. Yeah, the Swordfish submarine. It's a long range submarine. As soon as it gets repaired, we can move it out. That's it. Next turn. Next time we're together, we'll do a new turn. See how things go. Uh, leave a like. Leave a comment. Leave a suggestion. Tell me something. See me on the boards. Matrix forums. Have a good day.